So I'm Will. I'm the co-director of a think tank or a not-for-profit research institute called the Autonomy Institute. We specialize in the future of work, specifically shorter working weeks or the 4-day week. The context I want to have for this talk is we live in quite dark times, politically, in terms of the climate, and potentially in terms of AI disruption. And I think in these dark times, we do need tangible strategic plans for how to improve the daily lives of people. Often when we talk about the future of AI, the future of work, we use platitudes. We talk about innovation, the world's going to change, etc. But I want to know exactly how and how it's going to get better, basically. Okay, what do we mean by a shorter working week or a 4-day week? We mean a meaningful reduction in hours, either across the week or across each day. Meaningful, it could be somewhere between 10%, 20%. Obviously, it depends. But we don't mean a compression of hours. We don't mean compressing 48 hours into 4 days, which were in 5. We mean a meaningful reduction, while also keeping pay the same. We're not moving full-time workers to part-time workers. And it's not specifically about work intensification. That might happen. But the key thing here is to make sure that it works both for workers and that performance is maintained for the organization itself. So what those metrics are, we can go into. I haven't got a lot of time. But it's important to know that this is a shorter working week, not a compressed week. We do a lot of work on this. I would like to think we've put out more research than any other organization in the world. And 5 years ago, we started a kind of shop floor consultancy where we help run experiments and pilots in firms of all kinds. We've worked with Deloitte, we've worked with small charities. It's a real mix. So far, through our work, we've moved over 11,000 workers to 4-day weeks across these organizations, which, and this is my favorite calculation, is about 4.5 million working hours of free time claimed back. Okay, we've worked with 3 separate governments. We're happy to expand that. 2 in the UK, one the Scottish government, one the Welsh government, but also the government in Valencia in Spain. That Spanish work, which started around 2019 actually, has now moved from the Spanish region of Valencia all the way up to the government, and now they successfully reduced the working week for workers across the board. So this snowball is growing. I'm going to mention 2 case studies. There are many out there. We can talk more about in the Q&A. The first is the UK trial. This is 2022. This was and still is actually, the world's largest private sector trial of a shorter working week. 61 companies were involved, about just under 3,000 workers. Different kinds of industry. We had obviously a lot of office work, a lot of desk-based work, but we also had small-scale manufacturing, robotics. We had a fish and chip shop. It's very English. And we asked a couple of questions across a bunch of metrics. I'm not going to be able to go into them all, but we asked things like revenue, whatever productivity measures they had in these organizations, sleep quality, relationships with your family, household chores, lots of gender equality questions were in there as well. A huge variety of indicators. Very, very positive. All the results are online. I welcome you to go and have a look. The Iceland pilot is something that we didn't carry out, but was carried out by the Reykjavik City Council in collaboration with trade unions. And the important thing, I think, about shorter working hours and reducing working hours is historically it's always been a collaborative. It's not led just by one actor. It's not just pioneering firms. It's not just the state. It's not just trade unions. It's always a collaboration. This is a great example of that. Over 4 years, many, many workplaces, public sector workplaces, will reduce their hours by between 2 and 4 hours. It's not much. But the results of that pilot, because of the success, and again, it's on our website, you can have a look. The success of that pilot has led to agreements between trade unions across the economy. So 86% of the workforce now have the ability to reduce their working hours, and the majority have, even if just by 2 to 4 hours. It's been a huge difference to the country. We've gone back and done a study with groups on the ground, trade unions and other NGOs. It's still going very well. All economic indicators are going very well. That's a bit of a black box. I know you want to know exactly how each organization did it. Each sector needs to have their own plans. Today, many countries, including Chile here, are reducing the maximum working week. Partly a result of some of these pioneering firms of the radical end of this, the 4-day week, but it's also partly a recognition of mass burnout, technological change, and climatic conditions. Things need to change. Spain, I mentioned already, Mexico, Chile, Colombia, South Korea, Belgium, and even the UAE. Many, many countries are reducing their working week. And of course, here in Chile, we've, in the 1920s and 30s, started with 48 hours as the kind of maximum working week. It took all the way until 2005 to move to 45 hours, and now, of course, you're moving down again. It used to be, and I'll end on this, it used to be the sign of progress that we used to, as technological advancements proceeded, we'd have tangible benefits for the workforce. We saw that in the middle of the 20th century. We need to see that again. Thank you very much.
No. Yeah. Really? Yeah, please.